All right, all right. We're gonna be starting up where we left off 2 days ago, or no, 1 day ago, whatever. With surface contact, or yeah, surface contact tutorial, but the latter part of it. There's not much left here, but it seems like it might get kind of deep within that. So we'll see how long we end up spending on it. If we end up flying through this, we'll start on orbit camera.
The fact that we have a wall jump, I could see us wanting to set other stuff up.
Yeah, like especially if we could do the thing where you could jump between walls, like up something, like Mario has. That could be something I just play with for a while.
Yeah,
we're just gonna wrap that up.
That's our last step.
For surface contact, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't remember if I left off right at 3 or if I did a little bit of steep contacts. So let me just see where I left off.
Oh, it didn't save my... I had a perfect hierarchy system going that looks just like Blender.
What happened? Oh, I just realized I don't have your stream up. There we go. All right.
Oh, wait, maybe I might not have saved everything.
Yeah, the stairs aren't there.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Did I delete the stairs? No. Ah.
Can I send over...
I think Visual Studio saved, but I didn't save Unity. I think I just kept it open and closed, or killed my computer.
I guess that's the most important thing, right? Is if...
Yeah.
Do you want me to send over my scene? Could I do that?
I mean, that's fine if it's just for testing the crevices and the jumps. I need to make sure I have everything now.
I guess in the meantime, I do have some crevices on this level. I'm going to try to spawn my ball over there and see if I can replicate the issue.
Stairs. I have some stairs code, it looks like. I see stairs in here. Get minimum dot. I'm trying to figure out what's the last method we write. Get minimum dot. Okay. I think I'm okay. I have the stairs mask, layer mask things set up. Pro mask, stairs mask, yeah.
So it's just the actual, like, level design.
I don't know if did I write this stuff? Get minimum dot product. Yeah, I did this. Oh no, I didn't finish it. I don't think.
I think I need to make the edge steeper. Crevice.
In evaluate collision. Yeah, I gotta finish some of this.
Okay, here's the issue.
I found where I stopped. Because he like corrects himself and I have the old mistake.
Oh, okay.
I'm one behind.
Okay, as long as you're not too far behind. But yeah, if that happens again, I could always, like, we could send our project files between each other as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I found out what issue we're fixing here. I like understand it now. Because when I'm white, that's when I'm considered in air. So if I didn't have air jumps enabled, and if I had air acceleration at 0, which are, you know, that's a totally valid choice, I would be completely stuck here. I do have air jumps at 0, actually, so I can't jump, but I can technically kind of, like, slide out. But still, that's not a good fix. It's not what we want.
This still is like gibberish to me. The question mark, I still don't get, unfortunately.
Isn't that like compressing an if statement somehow?
That's what I thought, but I think it's. I thought that was the. I thought that was arrow or question mark with something else. Like question mark equals. I think it was the ternary. Oh, question mark colon.
You're right, yeah.
Question mark in C programming. What does the question mark and colon mean now? Just.
Okay, it seems like I did do a little bit of detecting steep contacts.
Okay, it is an if else. Oh wait, no, it's the same. Never mind. The code inside the parent evaluates to either number or zero as the question mark acts like an if. Okay, so because it's in return, the colon is implied, I guess.
Oh, okay. That's
Because like
weird.
you would do question mark and then the or wait.
So it is the same, it's just because it's a return that it looks different?
Yeah, I think so. Because like you wouldn't if you were to do like have return true, you would have to set something equals true. And this is that step of like return is setting the output of get min dot as the output, I guess. But I guess question mark with return.
Yeah, I'm not
Look
fully
it up.
sure on
There we
that
go.
either.
Question mark is commonly used throughout the languages for evaluation of truth. For instance, it is used inline if statement in inline if statements. Yeah, it is an if statement thing. It's like I gotta learn how to use that myself, I think.
Okay, well, do you want to just move on to steep contacts then? Would you convert that?
Yeah,
You're
hold
going
on.
to switch it to an if statement, you said?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now. I just need to add this line in evaluate collision. I probably have to redo that physics layer thing as well,
Oh,
just
yeah.
in Unity. Normal y is less than min dot. And then in segment background, Okay, it should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any more masks past stairs, right?
Well, there's the probe mask as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that applies in like the
No,
in that
that's just
hierarchy.
code. It's just an empty. Doesn't interact with the agent. Okay. Should be fine. Seems to snap fine. Yep. Little synthesizer.
Just playing with the theremin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
I don't have my stairs, but I don't think we're gonna be testing them.
Yeah, it seems like we're gonna leave that behind for a while here. Okay. So I'm gonna just start at steep context then. Okay. Besides ground contacts, there are also other contacts. A ground contact is needed for movement, but sometimes we're only in contact with a wall, or could be stuck in a crevice. If we had air acceleration, we would still have some control in such cases, but with some extra work, we can do a lot more. A steep contact is one that is too steep to count as ground, but isn't a ceiling or overhang. So everything up to a perfectly vertical wall. Let's keep track of the normal and count of such contacts in fields and with a property, just like we do for the regular ground contacts.
So this probably has to do with the steep, like the sliding down stuff.
Oh yeah, because if we go on like a steep contact, you could program it to just
When to
slide down. That could definitely be a good like extracurricular thing to do if he doesn't cover that already. Because I definitely think I need to do more stuff like that outside of the tutorial to get a better understanding of what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Reset the new data in clear state as well, and evaluate collision. If we don't have a ground contact, check whether it's a steep contact. The dot product of a perfectly vertical wall should be 0, but let's be a bit lenient and accept everything above negative 0.001. So we don't have a check to say like get wall contact yet. I'm assuming that's like the next step, right? Right now we're just checking, are you on the ground or are you in the air? Essentially, that's like all we do. And now we're adding in, are you also on a steep contact?
Yeah, I think so.
What?
I'm trying to think of something. Uh, s- hmm, hmm. Steep normal sounds like I'm paying for gas. Because I'm getting the normal kind of gas and the price is so steep.
That's okay. I get it. I, s- I see why that took so much effort.
Okay.
Was that a possession?
I don't know what that was. Where am I? It's so hot. I gotta figure out where I put this contact normal. There it is.
A crevice is problematic. A crevice is problematic because one stuck in it without air jumps available. What? Oh, because once stuck in it without air jumps available, it's impossible to get out unless air acceleration is large. I created a test scene with a small crevice to demonstrate this. Yeah, I think I get that. Oh, hey, I guess this should be kind of obvious, but if you stand on a rigid body, it still counts it as ground still, too.
I found out on that long drive game. I don't think you saw the UFOs, but there's UFOs every
No.
once in a while. They're like really rare, but they just like fly over the road. And I in the like little wiki for it, they have the controls for the UFO. They say red button is speed, blue button is lift.
So you could get it
You can get in it, but
somehow.
it constantly is moving, so you have to do some crazy physics fuckery to jump on top of it perfectly.
I wonder
It
if the
moves faster
devs have
than a
even
car.
been able to do that.
I mean, they put the controls in.
Yeah, but they could have created this like controller for the UFO and then just slapped it in
Yeah,
there.
they probably did. I mean, everything that they make has like controls.
Yeah, I feel like you got to
Oh,
follow the Mario Maker rules. Like if you're gonna make something like that, you got to beat it yourself. You got to
yeah,
be able to conquer that. But I guess that's not necessarily a golden
it's
rule or
harder
anything.
for, I mean, for a big company, that's like impossible.
Yeah.
You have to have perfect gamers in your dev team.
It's like, yeah, I'm here to turn in my soundtrack I did for the game. Just like pick up a remote, bitch.
Okay, and did you beat the game? We have to make like a perfectly programmed game with no art and then just deliver it to artists and only hire them if they can beat it.
It'll just never get made.
Make a really easy game. Free
Hey.
art. They have to pay us. I love free art.
Well, you're gonna make the art anyways. Just give me some for free.
You got so much just laying around. A little scribble. Just a little scribble.
But my cousin does art, okay? I could get him to do it. What are we doing?
I'm texting my art dealer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn max air jumps up to 1. I want to have a double jump.
Evaluate collision if we don't have a ground contact check. Wait, that's a... Oh, if we don't have a ground contact, check whether it's a steep contact. The dot product of a perfectly vertical wall should be 0. Okay, that makes sense.
So I guess that it can't be a check of like a difference between a steep thing and a wall, right? Like in this sense, a wall would be the same.
Yeah, I think this is included in it. Or no. Wait, yeah, greater than -1. So it is in vertical walls are in that. It's
I just mean
for
like maybe when he does like wall jumping, like would we also include jumping off a slope like that as a wall jump? You know?
yeah, maybe.
I guess. I mean, why not?
You just put the check in that else if. But this, if we brought that number even further, you could jump off of like an overhanging cliff wall or something, you know,
Yeah.
not one that you could ever stand on. But that, I feel like that also could be I feel like that would be fun in a game, just because I feel like I never see that in games.
Well, like jumping off the ceiling.
Well, like not a perfect ceiling, but maybe even. I guess Sekiro kind of has it. Of just like it being able to ricochet off of a wall instead of just jumping.
Huh.
I guess it's more of a frogman, like a frogman, you know.
A frog gun.
He jumps on the wall, puts his hands on the wall, and then he pushes off it again.
Oh yeah, isn't that a? Weren't we gonna do that as a mechanic for pull time? Paige can like stick to walls.
Yeah,
Like suction
although it
cup
was more
hands.
like yeah. I was thinking of it as like how Mario kind of has it, but slower falling. You know, Mario can
Oh,
slide
like
down
sliding down the wall. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of it as like a parry system where you get like a second of like 0 velocity on it, and then you slow down so you can like stop yourself from
Okay.
moving.
That definitely sounds like this is the area we'd be working with.
I do really like the pool time idea. I just I feel like there's a couple things in it. There's like a couple things that are very important for the idea to even work, I think.
Yeah, I think we're on our way. I think we're on our way for sure. I definitely wanting to see more like I want to see where it can go for sure. I want to see more from that idea.
Mm-hmm.
A crevice. The idea is that if we end up grounded, the steep contacts aren't needed. But when even snapping cannot detect the ground, our next best bet is to check for a crevice or a similar case. If we find ourselves wedged inside a narrow space with multiple steep contacts, then we might be able to move by pushing against those contact points. Create a check steep contacts that returns whether it succeeded in converting the steep contacts into virtual ground. If there are multiple steep contacts, then normalize them and check whether the result counts as ground. If so, return success. Otherwise, failure. In this case, we don't have to check for stairs. So this is just returning a true or false, like, can this crevice be treated as floor or not? That's kind of the idea.
Well, I think so. I don't actually know which one is false and which one is true. Return true that returns whether it succeeded in converting the steep contacts into virtual ground. Okay.
So it'll just act as if there's a flat ground there.
Yeah, so it does just average them kind of the same as before, but it only does it when you call it.
And it only gets called when you're trying to get pulled to the ground, but it's not working for some reason. And then it's just like trying to figure out why it's not working. Okay, well, I'll throw this method in there. I mean, so this is a bool. So what is this a method or is this a function? It doesn't say.
I don't know. I know when you do vector.write, I think that's a method.
Okay.
I was about to say I know, but then I remembered. It's like when you do like vector 3 or vector 2 and then an input, I thought. Maybe not. Maybe this is a function. I have to look it up now.
Okay. I'll get this in.
A method in C#? A method is a code block that contains a series of statements. Come on, come on. In C#, every executed instruction is performed in the context of a method. So it's C# specific.
Say that again?
It's C# specific. And it's just what they call functions, basically. Methods are declared in a class, struct, or interface. Okay. So they're the things inside, like what we're writing right now is a class. A class called.
And then within that class are methods?
Yeah.
So a method and function are just like interchangeable?
Yeah, I think so. For this at least. For C#.
What the fuck? Why did I call the physics objects werwe? W-E-R-W-E? Where did that come from?
W-E-R-E-W. I mean, maybe you were trying to control it. Like control the
Yeah, that must be what happened. I didn't realize I was naming it that, and then I just copied it a million times.
There we go. Confirmed. In C# specifically, they are interchangeable, although method is the proper term. So in C# you just have a proper term for functions called methods, but they are functions.
Okay, so this is the way this works. This seems to work pretty much perfectly how I would expect it to. The only issue I have that I don't know if it really matters, but it's supposed to turn red when you're on ground. I just changed it to red and blue because I was bored. It's supposed to be red when you're on ground, and when I'm in the crevice, it's blue, like I'm still in the air, but then I behave as if I'm on the ground. Like I'm using my ground acceleration. Actually, let me 100% check that. Let me turn air acceleration to 0. Yeah, so it's using my ground acceleration and it's using my ground jumps, because I can still double jump, but I'm still blue as if I'm in the air. I don't know if it really matters, but it seems like, shouldn't this be considered on ground?
After the code block, you put the code block in already? Or
yeah.
Before it? Oh, okay.
So it's already fixed. Like it is effectively fixed. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like a nitpick of
it doesn't count on ground, you're saying?
Yeah, it's not counting as on ground.
It says ground contact should be 1. Is that how it's meant to be?
In my head it should be, this should be considered ground, but
I mean, like, is 1 the lowest, or is 0 the lowest?
Let me see how, like,
I gotta remember.
Collision with the ground is handled normally. Because if I wanted to make something that was tied to if you're on the ground or not, and I wanted to use that variable, like, now there would be a problem.
Yeah, I guess in evaluate collision, it adds 1 to ground contact if the normal is greater than the minimum dot, so it should be 1.
Should it be, like, iterating, though? Or should it be just equals 1? Because in that function, doesn't it...
Equals 1.
In evaluate collision, it's, like, incrementing.
But that's only for the amount of contact counts. Collision per contact count.
So I should be looking at the on ground. Like, what is determining the color? So it's just on ground? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there a way to...
Or wait, I think on ground isn't true in this, right?
Yeah, it's false, but the if statement and update state has ors. So if it's on ground, or it's snapping to ground, or it's check steep contacts.
Yeah.
So maybe just within steep contacts, I could just set on ground to true. Would that fuck anything up, you think?
Maybe.
And then if it returns false, I set it to false. Or I set it to 0.
Yeah, you could try that.
I guess I'll just give it a shot.
Maybe we should get to the end, because he said that he seems to mess with on ground some more.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, I'm just gonna do it real quick. On ground is a boolean?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and on ground returns the...
Oh, it's read only.
On ground is equal to the ground contact if the ground contact is greater than 0.
Oh, okay.
That's how it's defined anyway. So it's... So
whatever you
ground
have.
contact... I don't know yet.
Maybe we just finish this and see if it continues to be a problem. That's just something I expected him to like immediately be like, you may notice blah blah blah, but maybe it's something that gets brought up in the wall jump section. But yeah, that's something I would definitely like to check, because I would like to be able to use like an on ground variable. That sounds... Maybe we could just also make another color component thing that just checks like slope contact count instead of on ground.
Yeah.
And just have it change it to the same color kind of deal.
Yeah, that might be better. I wonder, you can't write a script on a material, but you could make an empty and then write a script that deals with color in the scene. I don't know actually how well that would work. It definitely wouldn't be needed just to change the ball.
You're a little robot-y.
Oh.
I think it just like is your internet, like, are you downloading something or something like that?
No, but it is, everything is very hot.
Yeah. Router melted.
Honestly, I haven't checked the router's heat. I'm gonna be right back.
Piss on it.
Yeah, the router is insanely hot.
Okay.
Hotter than my computer.
So let's wrap this thing up then.
Yeah.
Before we catch on fire. Okay. Let's also revisit wall jumping. We previously restricted jumping to only when on the ground or air jumps, but we can also support jumping off of walls as well if we base the jump direction on the steep normal instead of the contact normal. Huh. That's weird. That's not what I expected the change to be. That's interesting. Begin by making the jump direction variable and removing the current validity check in jump. So the only check being done is, like, are you in contact with anything, rather than it being, like, are you on the ground, right? I guess that's what we're changing it to.
Seems like it. Yeah, we're getting rid of the if on ground. I guess that is a little bit more elegant than having like ground jumps, air jumps. Just have your guy be able to jump, but just in specified scenarios.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Instead, check whether we're on the ground. If so, use the contact normal for the jump direction. If not, the next check is whether we're on something steep. If so, use the steep normal instead. After that comes a check for air jumps, for which we use the contact normal again, which has been set to the up vector. And if none of these apply, then a jump is not possible and we abort. Okay, so the contact normal is just up, right? Essentially. Well, it's the opposite of what you're touching. So it's like the ground's normal force.
I can't tell actually if is it checking the ground, or it's not based on our direction, right?
Well, it's just if you're on a slope, then the contact normal is, perpendicular to that slope, right?
Yeah.
And then steep normal is the same thing, but vertically, essentially. But not only vertically, but like slopes higher than we can walk on. Okay.
Yeah.
God, people are so smart with this shit, man. Are we just deleting everything else inside of jump? Do we need any of that shit? I guess he didn't say to delete it, so.
Yeah, he just puts it in front, I think. Oh no, it's right there.
What?
Well, like, right here. Right?
Well, that's just saying, that's just the closing parentheses of the old if statement we had. Or not parentheses, the closing bracket.
Yeah. He didn't, yeah.
So all that shit we just put below jump direction and just above steps lengths jump, I guess?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if that works. Let me wall jump. Yeah. Well, I guess that could have just been... I'm going to turn my air acceleration up, and I'm going to turn my max air jumps to 0 to prove that it's definitely a wall jump. Yeah! That's sick. Haha, look at this. Look at me go.
Hey.
I'm kind of doing the Mario. Do the Mario.
Mario. What is the Mario?
What?
What is Mario?
Swing your arms from side to side. I don't remember the rest. He's singing to the tone of the like Mario theme, though. I remember that.
Which Mario theme?
Da, 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 da. That's badass. You can already kind of do a wall run. I'm sure there's like a smarter way to do it, but if you just like that kind of works.
Have you ever seen that series on Unity on YouTube that like it's one person's wait
does he start all his videos off by just like smiling at the camera and it like fades in on his weird smile?
No. I don't think
it's not the one we
shows his
watched.
face. No, it's like a thing of it's a guy who is just making his own game, and originally he had a very low poly model, and you see his progress, and it's pretty good. But his whole thing was like a wall running game where the character is like a wall runner of some kind. I've always been meaning to watch those as like a.
Have you seen? Have I ever showed you Cloud Built?
No.
That game's sick. It's like a Mega Man like in the sense that like I guess it's only aesthetically like Mega Man, but it has like really cool parkour mechanics, and it has this awesome like sketch shader over everything where everything looks like it's like hand drawn, and it has really good just like control and mechanics of just wall running, jumping, climbing, boosting, all that kind of shit. Okay, well, we got wall jump. At this point, we should revisit air jumping. Checking whether the jump phase is less than the max air jumps only works because the phase gets set back to 0 directly after the jump, because in the next step, we will still count as grounded. Thus, we should only reset the jump phase in update state when we're more than one step after a jump was initiated to avoid the false landing. Okay, I didn't get that.
I'm still catching up. I'll just copy and paste the rest.
If I could do like, oh, I can. Never mind.
Mess something up. I have an extra.
I'm gonna try a thing real quick, so you got a moment of time where I'm gonna be fucking with this anyways.
There we go.
How do I? Oh, I have to create the shape first. Okay.
Checking whether the jump phase is less than the max air jumps only works because the phase gets set back to 0 directly after the jump. Because in the next step, we still count as grounded. Thus, we should only reset the jump phase in update state when we're more than one step after a jump was initiated to avoid a false landing. I think I get that. It has to do with our little guessing thing where we like predict after a physics step what's gonna happen. Where is that? Just velocity snap to ground. Is it still in jump? Yeah. Wait, no. I feel like I'm maybe missing a line.
What's going on in jump?
I don't know. I'll just search it.
Is it causing any weird behavior? Like, have you noticed anything off?
No. I just need to find it. Okay, it's an update state. Never mind. Not jump. I think the idea is that when we first hit the wall, we don't determine if it's a wall or a ground. Because we're like snapping. So it checks should it's, and then it says that it wasn't if it passes, you know.
But he says we get counted as grounded. But like, when does that happen? Like, I don't see that ever happen.
It's the where is it? I gotta find it, but I believe it's update state.
Well, we're moving it to update state, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
On ground is equal to ground contact count. Ground contact is. Oh, I misread that the first time because it's a boolean. I'm dumb. It's On ground is true if ground contact count is greater than 0. And then it increments where it increments in update state. So it basically is always 1 unless specified as being on ground or snapping to ground, or if contacts is true. And then if any of those are true, it's set to 0.
Those are only set to true manually by us? That doesn't happen like in the thing?
No, it happens when you're on the ground. On ground turns on because ground contact is greater than 0. Right?
Yeah.
It is kind of a circular thing, but it's because we're checking physics steps. Oh, did it restart? Rust? No. Rust hasn't. I stayed up one night on Rust and made a base, and it got raided like the next day. I never saw it again.
On the monthly that Joe's playing on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like since there's no wipes, that's gonna happen a lot more. Everyone has all the rating shit they need.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck?
Is your coloring thing working?
My coloring thing?
Yeah, is it like saying the right color when it's on the ground?
Yeah, but only in every sense except for fucking when I'm in between two slopes. When I'm in a crevice, it still counts as me being in the air, but everything else, it seems to behave normally, you know, like when I go over a slope, when I go over stairs, like, I think that's the reason why I'm confused, because I was expecting it to be like, he's saying you get considered grounded after you do a jump, but like you don't flash red for a second after you jump, right?
No.
So I kind of assumed that. That's why I was confused, I guess.
Let's see. If since last jump, if steps since last jump is greater than 1, jump phase equals 0. Steps since last grounded. Wait. Oh, okay. So that if statement is within another if statement.
The air jumping one?
Yeah. Steps since last jump. I feel like so much of this, whenever I've had success coming up like methods like this now in coding, of just like, oh yeah, obviously you just like, there's an extra, like, sitting at, what I'm getting at is like, some of the stuff that he's doing, I could only do in my head. I cannot do out loud.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And whenever I've had success in like programming classes, it's always been because like I did stuff that I could not. Like,
you were able to like articulate it through the program rather than just explaining it.
Yeah, so much more. Because like a sentence starts and ends, so you would just keep going forever with the same sentence. Like just now, I just said so you'll start. You know, I feel like it just loop somehow.
Okay, well, we want to continue on.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have air jumping. We should just add this check in... Is this in the jump? Or no, this is an update state. So I indent that and then close. Okay. To keep air jumps working, we now have to check whether the jump phase is less than or equal to the max in jump.
Wait, I don't. Oh yeah, that's not else if. This is a new else if. So less than or equal to.
But the less than or equal to is the only thing that's red, right? Everything else should still be there.
What?
Like, where is this? Is this in jump? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, just put it there. That's what I meant. It's a new one.
Well, the else if isn't new. It's just like editing an existing one, right?
Yeah, I mean, like we just put it in the last step.
Oh, I see. Okay. However, this makes it possible to air jump one extra time after falling off a surface without jumping. To prevent that, we skip the first jump phase when air jumping. So I've definitely seen games that have that, where you could just like walk off the edge and then still do your jump.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have a solid grasp on what jump phase really is, I think. My understanding is that it's just like if you how many air jumps you've done, I guess. I don't know.
It's look, it's increment. It's all in jump. It sets it to 0 automatically, so
Jump phase 0 is like on the ground.
Jump phase 0 is when the jumps are done. Or no, I'm sorry. Jump phase 0 is when you press it. When you first press it, it sets it to 0 and then runs this code. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. I combined these two lines without thinking about it. This is step since last jump. I'm sorry. Start over. When you press it, it increases 1.
Does it decrease back to 0 when you land? Oh yeah, it does, huh? Yeah, up in update state, it gets reset back to 0.
Yeah.
But like, is it just like, why is it not a boolean then? Like, does it go? What does jump state like 4 mean?
I think that is air jumps, right?
I just don't. I don't really know what it even means. Like, does that mean you're? So jump phase 0 is you're not doing anything. Jump phase 1 is you have jumped.
Well, let's look at where all the jumps are then. There's one that I haven't seen. Update state. Yeah, if aligned speed is greater than 0, jump speed. We set the jump speed.
Well, jump phase is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but that's the aligned speed. I think is the. I don't know actually. I forget what we did with jump speed at the beginning. But we do jump speed minus aligned speed, and then we increment it. This is the only other time we increment it.
So it only increments once you've done a jump, essentially. And if it's not... Well, yeah, when does the stuff after all these ifs even get called? Because there's a return above it. Wouldn't none of this get called? Or I guess it would if one of these ifs goes through. So if this if goes, then it does this and then goes here. This goes here. This goes here. This ends the whole thing. Meaning if you're not on the ground, you're not on a steep, and your jump phase is greater than max air jumps, then none of this matters, because you just don't jump. I guess it only matters, apparently it only matters if air jumping is even allowed in the first place, so we have to add an extra check for that as well. Because if you don't even allow air jumps, then it's not even a problem. Bam, right there. Finally, let's make wall jumping reset the jump phase so that it's possible to wall jump into a new sequence of air jumps. Okay. So jump phase, the relationship between jump phase and air jumps. Oh. Connor's power just went out. So, I mean, we're at an hour. Oh shit, a box exploded? Well, how much more do I have? Yeah, whatever. I guess we'll just leave it here then. Well, how much actual coding is this? It's like 3 lines. I think I'm gonna finish this. And just get like a wall jumping system going. Because I also put a thing like this in the level, so I want to play with that. But, yeah, I'm sorry that happened. That sucks. Here, let me hide that. Jeez, I can't believe that happened. Okay. Finally, let's make wall jumping reset. So I guess what I was saying was the relationship between jump phase and air jump count. There seems to be a link there because there's like a comparison. I think it's within jump. Yeah, if max air jumps is less than 0 and jump phase is less than max air jumps. So what phase you're in your jump also affects how many air jumps you have. So I guess if you're at jump phase 0, then you can increment it to 1, and then if you have max air jumps set to 1, you can increment it again and again, depending on how many air jumps you have. So maybe jump phase is how many jumps you have done, like your initial jump, double jump, triple jump, quadruple jump, so on. So I guess it makes sense that they would reset it back to 0, because then that allows you to use the wall as a reset for your double jumps. Oh yeah, I made these dominoes earlier. I need to fix that, put it back to the wall jumping thing. Remove the rigid body. I guess there's no reason for these to be mesh colliders. They should probably be box colliders, but whatever. Okay, so now let me set it up so that I have a double jump. So that this is jump state 0, 1, 2. So I go jump state 1, 0, 1, essentially. Like 1, 0, 1, 2. 1, 2, wall jump 1, 2. Okay. So I could double jump 1, 2, wall jump, double jump again. Okay. Jumping off a vertical wall doesn't increase vertical speed, so while it's possible to bounce between nearby opposite walls, gravity will always pull the sphere down. Oh. God, yeah, I guess the light poles just went nuts over there too. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do wish I could have saw that. That's ridiculous. So if I set max air jumps up to 1 more, I could escape this. I don't think that'll work with the walls though. Yeah, he's saying you get stuck like this. That's what he's showing here. Some games will feature wall jumping as a means to reach great height. We can support this by adding an upward bias to the jump direction. The simplest way to do this is by adding the up vector to the jump direction and normalizing the result. The final direction is the average of both, so a jump from flat ground isn't affected, while a jump off a perfectly vertical wall is affected the most, becoming into a 45-degree jump. Jump direction. So where is this? Above float aligned speed. Does he say what this is within? I guess it would just be in jump. Yeah. Oh, he's just replacing this whole line. Wait, is he? I guess I'll find out. No, that's not right. Oh, that's jump speed. Okay, whoops. Jump direction and jump speed are different. Silly mistake. Oh, that's sick. That's so sick. Oh, that's badass. This affects all jump trajectories that aren't on perfectly flat ground or in the air, which is most obvious while jumping while moving up a slope. Oh, it just makes you go like a little higher, I guess. Oh, I don't want to remove the sphere coloration. I like it. I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, that's the end of surface contact. This was a very, very good tutorial. Covered a lot. Got a lot done. We still need to figure out how to fix this, the slow sliding, but he said we'll get to it, so I'll just trust catlikecoding. So probably tomorrow we will get to orbit camera, which is very exciting because I've had the same camera for very long and I'm sick of it. It's so limiting, like I can't get an idea of my environment at all. But I can do this. Look at this shit. That's so cool. So that, I mean, I'm sure that's a whole nother problem we're gonna have to deal with, is how to tie an animation to that and having them bounce back and forth and all that kind of shit. But yeah, this will be very fun. I'm excited for orbit camera. Some of these other ones look sick too. Custom gravity and complex gravity look insane. I'm sure we'll do good there. But okay, I'm ending stream now. Pray that Connor's house doesn't burn down.